Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Let's Make a Beat. This is going to be a collaborative experience, bringing somebody from the Discord community, which, by the way, if you're not in the Discord community, Sonic Sorcery, you can do that by the link in the description of this video, and I highly recommend that you do, because this fine person found his way there, and this fine person goes by the name of Josh Kaysen, known in the Discord server as Schrodinger's Cat 1, not 2. And he will be joining me today on this collaborative sort of first ever of its type, for me, stream, where we're going to be working on a beat together. He's going to be directing the flow of what happens, and I'm going to be doing the actual creating, which should provide for some pretty interesting results. So I'd like to welcome Josh. So Josh, if you want to say hello and kind of give us a little bit of a background on who you are, what your musical experience is, and anything else you'd like to say.
Sure. So musical experience, in first grade, I started playing the cello because everyone else was playing violin, and I thought that was really boring. I wanted to be different. So went with that, and I've been playing cello ever since. At some point, my dad had a keyboard, and I was fascinated by it, so I started playing around with that, and that led to just making random instrumentals in my parents' living room. Gradually started playing in some bands, and then realized I preferred working alone. So then I just started getting more into the production of things and kind of creating actual tracks. So I started doing that in approximately like 2014. And I've just been kind of stuck trying to scratch that itch since then. That's about it.
That's great. What kind of music would you say you're normally doing?
I typically do more like pop, but I'd say like the closest thing would probably be pop. I've been told it's like, kind of closer to like Regina Spektor-esque. I don't like, putting myself next to her name. She's amazing, but mostly piano with a little bit of orchestral things here and there, and drums every once in a while.
Right. So you actually won a contest that we had in the Discord. This was some time ago now. I don't know how long, 6 months, maybe more. And
maybe a year.
Maybe even a year. You might be right. You might be right. Yeah, it might have been something like that. It was, I think, a month-long contest for composing a piece of music about a place that means something to you, or something to that effect. And you just wrote this amazing little song for that. And we were all kind of blown away by it, and you took first place in that contest. And here you are again. They're not related. The fact that you're here now and the fact that that happened, that's not why he's here today.
Right.
There's several people who applied to be part of this today, and it just so happened that it worked out this way. But I wanted to mention that because it was awesome. So we're going to get started today. Like I say, Josh is going to be directing me, and I'm going to be asking him lots of questions about how we should proceed. And please feel free to chat in terms of if you have suggestions or questions or whatever we want to know. Josh, do you have the chat open on your end?
I do not, but I can.
You probably should. People will probably be saying hello to you and want to, maybe ask you something or whatever.
It's going to be chat and YouTube, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so how's the audio sound, everybody? Is it okay? Are we good to continue on? You can hear Josh fine, hear me fine. Here we are in a new way. Audio's good. Okay, thanks. Great. Okay, so essentially, based on Josh's kind of background experience, let's say, with music, which is more in the, if we want to say, pop and perhaps traditional band type arrangement, drums, bass, piano situation, plus he does some great work with orchestral instruments as well. What he's not doing is stuff in the electronic world. And that's what we're going to go for today. We're not going to go full on like dance music or dubstep or anything, but we're going to do some kind of something that's a little bit electronic, probably a hybrid actually. We'll do some acoustic instruments, some synths, something kind of chill, and I don't know what. We're going to find out because Josh is going to tell me what it's going to be. So to begin with, we need to start some way. And we were having a conversation in the Discord about beginning, not Josh and I, but some others, about how to begin a track and the different ways you can go about it in terms of starting with chords, starting with melody, starting with bass, starting with drums, starting with sound design, it depends. So what would you say is your usual way of beginning a track, Josh? And I know Josh is also a great singer and lyricist, so he's often writing lyrics to his tracks, and maybe you start with that. How do you start?
Yeah, so if I am making a song specifically for something that I'm going to be singing along to, I will generally start that on the piano and just be writing it there first, and then from there work its way over to the DAW and just build up from the piano and vocals. But if I am just doing an instrumental, um, it's kind of a free-for-all. I kind of just hop into the DAW and start. Uh, I have a general idea of the type of sound that I'm going to go for. I might start with drums. That's not a bad start, but oftentimes I'm getting, like inspired by a specific way that an instrument is sounding, and then I'll build upon that instrument with whatever chord progression I'm coming up with, or using that as a type of percussion in itself and building around that.
Okay.
So, not an exact answer, but
Hey, that's fine. It's hard to give an exact answer. So for this track, what should we start with?
I say let's start with drums.
Start with drums. Okay. So originally I wanted to use a fully sampled, I mean, these are sampled, but like an electronic style, drag and drop into a bunch of pads kind of thing. Ended up not happening today. So we're going to use some addictive drums as per usual because it's just the GOAT. So we're going to go that route, and let's try. Well, we'll see. What kind of drum sound are you thinking we should work with here? Something that is kind of, I have every expansion that you can get for the thing. So we can do, fully electronic. We can do kind of this soul and R&B kind of vibe, or rock, or the dry kits, or I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do like the idea of the soul and R&B.
Okay.
I feel like if we are going to go with a jazzy sound, I do like, I'm a big jazz fan, so I think that kind of mixes well with it.
All right, let's try it. So Jay Yelton says, I'm an AD user too. You could say I'm addicted. You could say that. Me too. I love this preset. I probably use it too much though, so maybe we should look at something else. This retro punch one is just banging. Ooh. Let's try that.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy on the reverb. We'll see if we want to keep that. Okay, so we'll start with that. And now, what kind of tempo do you think we're working at? You can even just like, 1, 2, give it to me that way.
I think like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's around where you were.
83.
83. I was going to say 83.
So, okay. Now, when you start drums normally, what's the way that you're doing it? Are you playing by hand? Are you programming one by one? How does that work?
I am playing by hand for sure. That is just to, it's the same feeling I get when I'm sitting like at the piano and like I have to play the chords and get a feel for it. I don't feel, and then not only that, but I feel like just literally programming in the MIDI, you don't get the human effect, and it starts to feel a little bit too electronic. not to say that it won't end up that way if I end up messing with, quantizing and all that stuff. But I feel like I generally start to get a feel of like how I want the song to go just by like doing it by hand.
Great. Okay, well, we're similar in that way. So let's try that. Now, when I hear this kit and I hear the snare, of course, we could do whatever. I could just dry this thing and we would be good to do anything. But having it as it is currently, it makes me think of a pattern where we're only playing the snare once per bar. And that could be something that's like, or you know what I mean? At the end or at the beginning. Do you have a preference which way we go?
I do like the one at the beginning.
All right. And do we go ahead of the beat, boom, or do we go?
I do like the first one.
All right.
Just because it's that much different, and I feel like let's get weird.
All right, let's get weird. Oh, no, not two snares. Let's get a tom in there. So let's start with that. Oh, those toms are so far away. On the AD kit, you have to like spread your hands so wide. You know how to play?
I know.
Growing up, I used to play on the little keyboards where everything was right there and you could do all the drum fills and everything. Yeah.
It's nice to have all of the different kinds of, before on the tiny keyboards, it'd be like tom 1.
Yeah, right.
Tom 2.
Closed hat,
That's
open
it.
hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now there's like 6 closed hats and 6 open hats, and
yeah,
you gotta love it. Okay, so so yeah.
I say you just record that.
Yeah. I often do it that way. But I'll be able to remember this one. I think. I probably can't play that all in with the arrangement I have, but we'll see. So I'll just start with that and then we'll go draw the rest in there. So let's get click. Oh, geez. I'm at like a totally different tempo.
It's like way
yeah, wow, okay. So maybe we should try that. How is that? Let's try.
Yeah, let's try it. You can always speed it up.
Okay. All right, so that's the basic pattern. Now, if you see any stuff in the chat, Josh, that you want to respond to at any time, please go for it.
How are Josh's beatboxing skills? No. I'll keep it at an easy no. Non-existent.
That's funny though for a person like yourself that's so, kind of aurally driven and has a great ear for music. I would have thought that you beatbox, at least in some way.
That is funny.
Yeah, you don't at all.
I don't at all.
Okay.
I see it being a great talent of yours, though.
Well, many, many years. It's enough. I think it's really useful anyway as a producer to be able to do it to some capacity.
Yeah.
I really do. Oops. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of quantizing by hand just to make sure it's not too terrible, but we'll leave it a little bit loose. We're going to take these.
Keep the important beats.
Exactly. Solid.
On the beat, yeah.
These ones that are like, I don't know, ghost kicks. I don't know what there's a name for these things. Boom.
I like that term. Ghost
kick. All right, let's pull these down. We'll explain these little tricks and things you do as you're going along. Yeah, for sure. So what am I doing right now? Well, the main idea here is that I got to fill in my toms first. But anyway, I've got heavy kicks on important beats. Other kicks are having their velocity pulled down so that they push you into strong beats. If every kick is the same volume, which is fully valid. It just gives a different groove effect, right? If we're trying to create a kind of pocket for our head to fall into, it's nice to have little kind of gravity wells that the drums push you into, and you can feel like, right, this is the spot. That's my goal at the moment. So I was gonna do, and
I'm just gonna throw this in there only because I'm noticing that this beat is, I think, made for a slightly faster tempo.
All right.
So I think we should up it.
All right, let's try what, 100?
I was gonna say 100. Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So we're gonna add some toms in here. We'll say this guy. So what is it? I don't like these toms. So get this guy out of the way. So now a philosophy of mine, and real quote unquote real drummers may disagree with this, or move the click, thanks David, is that if I've got a hit somewhere, I'm not that interested in doubling it up with something else unless that something else is a constant element, like the hi-hat, right? The hi-hat here is going consistently. Now, how is the drummer going to play this? If he's playing straight, regular cross-handed, he's got to reach to his toms. That's going to be a bit interesting. So perhaps he's more like Lewis Cole, playing open-handed, left hand on the thing, right hand on the snare, and then you can reach for the toms while you keep the hi-hat. We're going to assume that's what's happening
Lewis
here.
Cole isn't human, so...
Yeah, right. So, and neither are we, so we can do whatever we want. Okay, so
I like the last two toms. That one just seems a little silly.
This guy.
That first one there.
Yeah. So his placement or the sound of him?
The sound.
Yeah, the sound. I've got such a particular thing with toms. I wonder what your taste is. I love them to be super dry, super dark, and just short.
Oh, 100%. That sounds fantastic.
Hell yeah. So let's see if we can get that happening here. So first of all, these guys probably have their room level. Oh, that's not the right. Yeah, this is already better. Room level down, and let's just cycle through.
This is something I need to do more often, is just going into the editing of the each drum piece itself. I always just pick a preset in Addictive Drums and just say, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I love it. I love editing this stuff, trying to get it the best that I can. Like I'm liking that.
What drums do I use? I pretty much exclusively use Addictive Drums 2. It is super user-friendly, and I don't know, it just sounds really great. I haven't heard any other drum softwares that have been like this easy to use and also sound as good as these do.
Yeah, I just love it. Okay, this is sounding good. Can we pitch you? Start with that.
I'm interested to see how it's going to sound in context.
Yeah, true. So, perhaps too tight. We'll see.
I think it's the fact that I don't hear reverb on those. It just sounds a little weird.
Yeah, so we might put a bit of room on that. So Ian says Josh's audio can come up a bit. Can I do that? Josh is on Zoom, so his audio may be fixed. I can try to bring him up a little bit because his audio is full on my end, but I can put a gain plugin on. So let's try this and bring him up 3 dB. How about that? Try speaking now, Josh.
Hello, is this approximately 3 dB up?
We'll try that for a minute and just let me know how it goes. So let's get this pattern down, then we'll get back to this mixing of these drums here. Now here I want to get some accents, stronger accents on these strong beats, and perhaps we'll even change did it done. So I might go did it done. Now
can you lower the velocity on the second hit?
On this guy.
Yeah. It just sounds too simple.
Yep. This guy needs to be heavier. Perhaps this is even a flam. We need another hit in here somewhere. Maybe this should go back to how it was, being on the strong beat. Cool. Now, can we get some ghost notes without... Yeah, if we get them very, very lightly, it won't trigger the reverb too hot. So if we take this...
Oh, yeah.
It's coming together now. Yep. Cool. Okay, David, see you in a bit. Thanks for being here. All right. So now let's just look at these toms, get a little bit more room back in them. Because I changed the kit, like the tom set, and it's even drier than the previous one, so perhaps... Okay, this is probably fine for now. Maybe we'll, oops, just delete it. See you, Josh. That was good.
Bye.
Let's get this set, turn this off, and then, well, let's see. What kind of variation do you think we should have on the second time around?
Maybe something closing up the hi-hat on like the back end of the beat.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
More of just a tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Rather than the variation that we have right now.
Yeah. And maybe, what about this? Let's just try something here. If we go, say we take this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Remind me, what is this called when you put two hits right next to each other like you did with the toms there at the end?
Flamming.
Flamming.
Yeah. I
am unfamiliar with the term, but that is probably my favorite part of this beat. So,
okay. Good to know.
It's so silly. It just sounds like, because everything else just kind of cuts out and it's just this dum, and it's weirdly musically hilarious to me.
Great. I love that. Ian, you're saying that the low tom seems a bit loud every time it hits, or just on this flammed hit? The flammed hit is loud. And we can probably even get a super fast ghost note in here, because, not to be confused with phlegm, yeah, right. 30-second notes. How do we do this? Let's just try throwing a couple in here and here.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Now we're really Lewis Cole.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Lewis Cole's ears are ringing right now. Wow, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. And now we're going to need an even longer thing so that we only do the once every X times, right? It's too much to have it every time, but it's pretty cool. All right, we're happy with this for now, let's say. So, what's next?
My gut would tell me that I would go for, rather than going to the bass, I would start building some like chord progressions with something. I just don't know what. Maybe like chords with some sort of synth. But now this is where I'm very unfamiliar. I know you have plenty of videos talking about, how to build and edit and mess with synth and stuff like that. But I mean, it is daunting for me, to say the least.
Okay. So we could go one of two routes here. One is we can take, say, a Pigments, just preset. They have tons of presets. Do you have Pigments?
I don't.
You don't. So we could take a Pigments preset. There's a lot of good stuff in here. That would probably allow us to get further into beat creation, or we can take a detour into actually making a synth patch, for which I'd probably use Serum because I'm more familiar, and there could be that. So do you have a preference?
I think I would prefer just going with like a preset right now.
All right.
Just get more of the stuff going.
More of the stuff. So sounds pretty sick, actually. If we do this, but take off the reverb. How fast can you choose a preset? 1 second. So I always forget how to work on this thing. So here, there's the shimmer doing this. This shimmer. There's some kind of metallic thing in the background too, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge fan
like
of
a
it.
Higher octave?
It's playing a fifth, yeah, of whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if we can figure it out.
Oh, like immediate.
It's you. So we have multiple U's here. So what are you doing? And how, oh, here's my pitch. Oh my God, 30 cents. Not even sure that the metallic part is necessary. We can keep it for now and see how we do. Yeah, really long keys, says Ian. Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the preset, really long keys, and here we go. So let's throw a reverb on here of our own for now. And we'll just use a send out to a thing. What reverb plugin do you use normally?
Honestly, I am just using the Studio One reverb.
Dangerous.
I like to live dangerously.
It really seems that way. So, since we can, this is supposed to be a synth thing and it's supposed to be whatever it's supposed to be, we're going to turn the character up to full chorus so that the reverb has a kind of complex interacting sound. Otherwise, it's already kind of like sounding cool. Wow, look at my performance. It's like exploding when I play this sound. I wonder why this is so heavy on it. We might have to fix that later, but we'll see. Let's try. So now, chords. So what is your approach to writing chords, normally speaking, and what is your sort of background in terms of like theoretical knowledge when it comes to harmony and all that?
Zero. I literally sit down at the piano and just start playing around. I never like took any classes or anything like that. I just kind of messed around with piano and figured it out. And what I figured out is just on a case-by-case scenario. I really don't have any rhyme or reason. I sit down at the piano and just start messing around till something sounds good, and I go, oh, I should record that.
Wonderful. So here's where we differ, obviously. And I too sit down and play around, but also probably know that I'm obsessed with harmony and have been for like as long as I can remember. And so now we'll look into what to do with this. Now, we talked before about maybe doing something on the jazzier end, which of course is no problem for me. I'm happy to do that. That's my favorite. So do you have any thoughts about what kind of direction we should go? Is this major key, minor key? Is it dark? Is it, let's work it out.
Man, I used to just swim in, dark minor songs for like the first part of my music endeavors, but I've recently just started to, I don't know. I feel like, let me think here. Can I hear the beat again?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty playful. I feel like if we went too dark with it, it wouldn't necessarily match. I think I'd be fine with going more of like a brighter sound, but still having some, jazz inherently has like some weirdness to it. So I think going for like a brighter, major-ish sound is probably better.
All right. So let's see what we can do. You have a preference on key? How do you choose what key you're going to play in?
I sit down at the piano, and where my fingers land, that is the key.
Right. All right. Can we get
no science behind what I have no technical knowledge of any of this.
And no problem. And I don't really care what key we play in either. So W5 family says E major. So E major it'll be. So we want to go major-ish. Yeah, look at this thing. It's going to explode my performance. I should probably just move up my audio buffer size right now before it explodes. My audio's and Josh's audio is going to drop out for a minute, so bear with us. I'll put this up to 512 already. Let's see. I'm looking to see when they hear audio or when you hear audio. There we go. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you, Josh. Speak again. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Hello.
Good. What audio interface do I have? I have a PreSonus 1810C, it's called. I get some input lag, of course, but still playable, I would say. So, what kind of motion does this sound want to do? It's good for...
I'm actually not hearing the...
Oh, you're not hearing anything? Oh, maybe my mic changed for you?
I'm hearing like a little bit, but it's...
Oh, I see the issue. This is the problem.
This sounds so much better. Okay, here we go. Now I feel like I'm in Super Mario. This is great. Like Mario 64 right here.
It's funny, Jay Yelton also says, makes me think of an underwater theme in a video game. It sounds like Dire Dire Docks, right?
That's exactly Mario 64, Dire Dire Docks. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let's try something. So let's start with... It's probably because I'm arpeggiating with this thing, hey? 1-5, that's the sound. I can't hear the song in my head right now, otherwise I'd play it, but it's escaping me at the moment. Anyway, let's see with the beat, what can we do? Oops. This could also be just a stab on the rim shots.
Yeah, I like that.
Something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So we're taking the Dire Dire Docs remix version here. It's the same sort of chords, but it's slightly different. Start with this. Second time around, we'll go this to the F. So I'm playing right now E major 9 to C major 9 to D add 9, 6/9 even. Back again.
I believe you.
Yeah. Second time around, instead of the C, we'll go to A and then down to F. And let's just use that as our go-to for now. So let's give it a shot. So I want these to still sound loose, like clop, but you know, it'd be actually on beat. So, thoughts, Josh, so far? Are we good on this, or do you want to change anything about it?
I do like it, but let me hear it one more time.
Yeah. And if there's like a single chord you want to change, or you know, just let me know any of that. Okay. Let me just get these voicings to my satisfaction.
You're just making the chords a bit meatier.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep a consistent number of notes per chord, essentially.
I think on the last note,
yeah,
the last chord, rather than going back up, I almost want it to go down. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Like this.
That sounds better to me.
Cool. Shia Lebowski, welcome, by the way. Double up on the fourth. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so now we have some hits that are on snares, and we have some hits that are just free floating at the moment. Now we can decide if we want to accent like this guy and this guy with a drum hit or not. You know what
Sorry,
I mean?
which ones exactly are you asking?
So notice that those two don't have any drum hit. They free float, and then a drum comes right after them.
I wouldn't mind trying. Let's see. I want to hear it with accented.
All right, here's with the kick. All right, boom, we get. It's pretty cool.
I like that more than the vowel, for sure.
All right, so we do this then. Oh, now when we do this, we got to do a quick little psst.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the best sound in music, right? Psst.
Yeah. I mean,
tough to beat.
Yeah. The flam.
I know.
It's my favorite. I knew it was going to be the star since the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we've got some like harmonic outline now with this little thingy. And what do we do next? Do we add more harmony aspects? Do we add a bass to this? Do we add a melody next?
I feel like now that like if I'm at this point in writing a song, I kind of feel like I can go in any direction because I've got like just the drums and a general sense of the chord progression. And so I think we can go either way. We might as well get the bass out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, bass is a little sometimes a little overwhelming for me because it's I don't know. I always feel like I'm gonna make it too busy or not busy enough. And am I fighting against the song with, this note or not? And
That is
so
the struggle.
yeah.
So let's take a kind of simple bass. In fact, we could maybe even make one quickly because this won't take us too long. So why don't we just try a simple FM type of thing? For anybody that doesn't know, FM stands for frequency modulation, which means that the pitch of one oscillator, there's two oscillators here creating sounds, the pitch of one oscillator is modulated, meaning changed, by the pitch of the other oscillator. So, for instance, if we pitch this one way down and we let it control the pitch of this one, we're going to get, where's my FM? Oops. FM from A. So now, you hear how the pitch is like doing a vibrato right now. Right?
Very
Now,
mothership-esque.
very mothership-esque, yeah. If we actually change the pitch way, way faster, it starts to sound like its own pitch, which we'll do by bringing this up in octaves. Now we get this sort of sound. And this sounds kind of like an electric bass at this point, right? And this is basically, this one is modulating the pitch of this one very, very quickly and an octave lower than it. FM from A illegal. I've never done it the other way, Fiffle. I never FM from B. Is that what you're saying? Or sometimes I'll FM from sub or from noise. Let's get this click out. And now let's try to make a bit of an electric bass sound here. So we've got kind of the tone, but we want it to decay because, of course, an electric bass gets duller over time as the note rings out. So what we can do is take something like, maybe we should take an envelope, create a little slope for it. And this slope is going to determine how fast the inner part, what am I trying to say? The meat of the sound, let's say, decays. So if we do, say, this, actually, we don't want it to go that far. Now we get right? And we can control how long it takes. Just something subtle like that should be fine.
Now, do you tend to, as opposed to using like a plug-in for like an electric bass, you seem to be the type that's more into just getting in here and I want to make what the sound that I like. I don't want to take that electric bass sound from an actual electric bass. Do you feel like confined when you use something like that?
No, I use electric bass sounds all the time, honestly, and I would rather play it personally, like physically. If not, I'm going to use a sound from Trillion or somewhere that gets a real nice sampled electric bass. I really love that, especially fretless basses because I don't own any, and it's the best sound ever. So yeah, but I do make a number of synths that sound electric bass-ish. And the benefit of the synth is that it's extremely controllable, of course, right? So you can get the exact low end you want, the exact decay. So this is where we're living today. So I'm going to do a little trick here. Anyone who's programmed synths before knows this or made kick drums. You're basically going to take a shape that's like this, and you're going to make it control the pitch of, I can't speak while I do this. You're going to control the pitch of the whole synth, in this case, and it's going to control it very, very quickly. So it's going to do this, basically, but it's going to do it way, way faster so that, it becomes like an attack. And then we can even say the notes that we're playing, meaning how high up on the keyboard we play, makes the attack go even faster. so that we don't get this sound in the high notes, which is already doing pretty decent work. Cool. So there we are now. Distortion, of course. You need distortion.
I'd say that watching you do this is the closest thing I can compare it to is watching like Gordon Ramsay cook something, and me watching it and going, not only is that look incredibly difficult, but I feel like I can do it now just by watching you do it. But I'm pretty sure that I probably can't.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm sure you could. It's honestly not that difficult. The principles are quite simple.
I just have to do a deep dive on some of your synth videos.
It wouldn't hurt. I kind of like this soft clip for now. And then if you use Serum, you have to do this with every single patch you ever make, which is you put the compressor on, you click this mode, and you just see, do we need this? No, but maybe a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna just grab an EQ, to find our favorite parts of this sound. That's sounding kind of cool there. We'll bring it up a little bit. Let's bring up the fundamental a bit. So in order to do that, we will grab a shelf. Somehow, oh my gosh. We'll grab a shelf somehow. Usually that's by doing this, yeah. And then we'll pull out a little. Okay, let's start with that for now. We may end up needing to distort it some more, but we'll see. So, Now, what kind of bass line do we do for this?
See, for me, like when I'm like presented with this situation, I'm looking at the bass, looking at the song, I'm like, all right, let's hide this somehow. Again, because bass just feels to me like a bit of a daunting task. And so, I mean, I'll sit there and play around with it and eventually find something that is boring and just fits into the. So I'd be interested to see how you would play around with it and kind of get messy up in it.
Okay, I'm gonna get messy up in it. So I start by beatboxing bass most of the time. And I'm just doing it in a very gestural way. I'm not actually singing correct pitches or anything, just boom. See what I mean? So gestural approach.
Messy up in there.
Yeah, we're messy up in there. Gestural approach. I'm trying to just get a contour, and then we're going to fill in the notes later. So I may even just play, for instance, this is a technique you can use, is just play random notes that fill the contour, and then we're going to go in and mess with them afterwards. Okay, so. So ish, right? So we will try to say, first question is, we have this octave jump, wap, Now, do we want to hit the octave with the chord, or do we leave the chord to do its own? That's our first question. So that's with, without. See what I mean?
Oh man, I do like it without.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It sounds a little lonely without it.
Right. Okay, how about this? Let's make our pitch bend value for this bass a whole octave. And instead of triggering a new note, we will pitch bend into it.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you were already.
That's
That's kind of what you were already doing with like vocally. I think. And,
agreed. Now, we're running into an issue, I'm running into an issue with the way this bass patch sounds, which is these notes, because I'm using two octaves, there's a low octave and there's a higher octave, these ones already sound too high for me, even playing in this bass range. So, but this is wrong, no. Oh, because I have the octave still shifted up. Okay, this is gonna fix the problem. Now, when I was originally doing this, I didn't play on the 1 on this, and that could be interesting. Do-do-do-do. Now, even though the chord I'm playing is E major, so maybe I should move some of these notes to fit it a little better. Ooh, 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 ooh. Right, so do we like to drop the 1 here, or do you want to hit that with the bass note?
Let me hear it again. It's too empty.
Too empty.
Yeah.
Now, options. Whenever you're playing a C, we've either got the option to go super low, like a 5-string bass, or we're up here. So we'll try both. Here's super low. And
lower for me.
Lower, yeah. Do, 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 do. And now here, are we gonna swing? Whip, probably. Oops, do the same little...
I do like the... Now with the automation that did you literally just highlight and copy and paste?
Yeah, I highlighted...
Like Control-C?
Hold Alt, just like you're gonna duplicate a thing, you know, like this. And then hold Alt, grab, and drag.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy peasy. Now, do we get rid of these guys?
Ooh, I kind of like that.
You like those ones?
Yeah, well, let me hear both ways again.
Okay, so the whole thing like this. Let's just make sure these notes are looking good. Kind of like that, but if we went like this. Now, and without.
Now that I hear it again, I think it might be a little too busy with.
Right. So yes, you can mute individual notes with Shift M, J. Elton, exactly. Now, we don't have a kick on this beat, so we should probably wait till we get to something like that. Now, this is with the... It's kind of interesting just to wait that whole section.
Right. Now, question, while you're like... while you're doing something like this and you're like working your way through, we already have some chords going with the other instrument. Now we're working on a bass, which is kind of like, it's pretty busy.
Yep.
Are you in your brain, are you like hearing these empty spots and saying to yourself, oh, well, that's where the next instrument's going to go? Or is this more of like, no, let's figure this part out first, get it like how I want it to sound, and then figure that part out next?
Yeah, it's going to be a push and pull. I'm generally trying to say, given the groove I've got now, what is the ideal absolute bass line, knowing nothing else is going to be part of this? Then we're going to add some kind of melody and we'll see. Are we able to fit both? If not, one's got to give, basically. But, you know, since we've started with bass here, it's probably going to take some precedence. And this is groove-based music, so having some kind of bass line there that's sounding pretty cool at first might be helpful. So I'm just going with whatever is going to work best for the bass for now.
Okay. That makes sense to me. G over this E major chord is an interesting choice. I like that. Now, should this guy just be the same? Well, actually, we can just copy this. Ooh, that was kind of cool, actually. Ooh, that's even better. Sometimes just serendipitous, you know, things happen.
I know. That was great. So maybe we should wait a little bit now. Not so obvious. So, so this could be coming up from a slide, such as this.
Is that just pitch bend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll go. Oops. I'm going to try to superimpose a C major chord over this E major and see if that works. Sounds kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Now let's think for a second about what are the properties of this bass and what else can it do that's cool? I mean, like this sliding is obviously pretty cool. It has this like quality of the attacks sound pretty interesting, right? So we could possibly try to exploit that by thinking like, what about some kind of rapid fire attacks that, you know, a real bassist couldn't play, you know, like a whole bunch in a row might do something. I don't actually know, but we'll see. And do you have any other ideas about what we think this bass could do? What kind of other articulations? We want to find ways to make it wiggle and be interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, just the bass by itself. I mean, you have helped make this bass sound better than I originally thought it sounded, just by implementing some of the little, you know, pitch changes and things like that. It kind of breathes life into it a little bit more than I think it originally had. If we were to just sit here and just play it as is, I think it would sound really boring and not bring anything to it. But those little changes for sure. Now, what could we do to, like, other than the things that we've already done and what you talked about, kind of the rapid fire thing? I don't know. Right. Yeah, I like the idea of the rapid fire thing. I think you've already started dabbling with that with these shorter stabs here, or whatever you want to call it. But I would be interested to hear kind of a little bit closer to what you are saying, which is super rapid fire.
Okay, well, let's try 30-second note triplets. That sounds pretty rapid fire.
That's and weird.
We'll just do like this for the moment.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for more than that.
Yeah. Retu. Pretty cool. Okay, so then, hey, Jeremy Lim. Hey, welcome. Nice to see you here. I'll snap him in the middle of a track yourself. Hey, that's nice. What kind of track are you making, Jeremy? Camera setup's looking good. Oh yeah, we were gonna chat about that. I totally spaced on that. I'm glad you like it. We should chat about it still. So then this is we'll go back to the original way. Oops. Hey Thomas, digging the rapid fire triplets. Good. Me too. Oh, this is the A now, actually. Sorry, we changed this chord. This is... Okay, so what do we got so far? We can't do this bend again. It's too many times.
Yeah.
We can go do and kind of like, you know, bass slide out of there. Now here,
the follow,
could even wait longer like we did before. And now we want this chum to be by itself, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna want that flat by itself.
Okay, right. Because the first time we messed it up, hey? Yeah, but it's all right.
I mean, it's the star at the end of this phrase, which is all that matters to me. Yeah. I know that we play over it in the first part of it, but I mean,
got it.
As long as it gets one time to shine.
Okay, good. Beat Boogie, morning. I like that name. Fiffle says, feel like the rapid notes want to start lower. That was actually my original intention, Fiffle, so thanks for thinking about that. We'll just go root fifth, root or whatever. Now what do we do here? Yeah. Ooh. Where does that hit come? Oh, right there. Something like that. Let's see.
I'm definitely going to start using your vocalizing trick to come up with bass, because I have not tried that.
It's the way.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. I can't help but laugh.
Yeah,
it's the other time.
Feels good. So now what I want to try doing is putting a phaser on this bass so that it gets wider. However, we do run the danger of messing with our low end coherence, but who cares? So this is probably not what we want. It is cool, but it's too... We need maybe a chorus instead. But this chorus, the attack is not working for me. What's the best way to do this? What is the best way to do this? We could split this. I wonder if this is going to work. No, it's just an absolute mess. Fiffle, do you have a good idea about how to get this, like, I want like nice and wide, but not, I don't want to hear the attacks separate, you know what I mean? Like the phaser's almost there, but then it shifts too much to one side or the other. And we could just do this, I guess. Automate it with the attack envelope. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea indeed. Okay, so let's take...
I was going to say that, but he beat me to it.
A couple geniuses here. So the issue is that it doesn't reset when it re-triggers because of this. I wonder. So, what are you hearing now? I'm gonna, while you're thinking about it, I'm gonna put some sidechain on this bass, but you start thinking.
Yeah, I like the bass for me is like now the star of the show. So like it's almost difficult for me to think about what I would add on top of it, but I am a sucker for piano.
Yep.
So I don't know if there could be a piano could fit in there anywhere. Maybe this would be reserved more for a part afterwards where other instruments can duck out, and it could be more of like a breakdown. But I I hear piano
Okay, good.
in my soul.
Now or always?
Always.
Always. Hey, Tom. Nice to have you here. Great to see here the collab stuff starting. The new setup looks fantastic. Check out the depth of field. Hey, yeah, and I'm not even at the lowest f-stop I can get. You know, it was too blurry. You couldn't even see my little skelly bones back here, but now you can kind of see them. So, so side chain. So I'm just sidechaining the bass to the kick. Often I'm sidechaining everything to the kick, you know, but in this case, because we have these little plucky stabs hitting on the kick, they will disappear if you sidechain them into the kick, if you know what I mean, because it will duck the volume and they're so short that they'll just be gone. So in this case, we need to focus just on this. I'm going to push it as far as we can go. If anyone doesn't know what this means, it means that the volume of the bass is being reduced every time the kick hits, so that, you know, it gets out of the way of the kick and also swells when it hits. Oh yeah, Jono, something I wanted to do was actually take one of your snares and put it in the track, and I forgot to do that this morning. Sorry, this would have been a good place for it. Anyway, piano.
I have no idea how it's going to fit.
I was at the beginning of the stream intentionally not going to put piano in it because I know you do it all the time, and I thought, like, let's not use anything you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But we're going to try it anyway.
Let's get weird.
So I'm going to use, what piano do you use?
Oh God. I think it's just Addictive Keys.
Oh yeah. I'm going to use this guy, which is from Native Instruments, called the Grandeur. I've always liked this piano. I could use Keyscape or whatever, but for some reason, this one really does it for me.
Ooh.
It's pretty, like, epic, you know, full grand thing. Yeah, but it sounds really nice. So let's turn this reverb down for the moment. So what do you think? What do we do with this? Now, one of the things I've done a lot in my life is figure out how to add melodic elements to things like this. You were talking about this issue of the bass is the star now. What else can we do? Of course, we can add, you know, subtle piano hits or arpeggios. Probably will do that. And then we'll look at adding, how do you add a melody to something that's already got a bass melody? But as far as the piano goes, do you have any ideas about how it would work?
I can almost hear some piano, like some really. Now, to me, I think I would use the word complex, but you can translate using technical terms, but kind of more of like floaty chords falling progressively down and kind of moving around almost in the background. I don't think that this would be more of like a you know, the melody, but just more of as like a atmospheric thing.
I hear you. Let's put the reverb back up on it for a second then. And let's get rid of already some of these low frequencies that I can hear. And then maybe
it was either going to be that or like literally the piano kind of like helping to emphasize the bass in certain parts, like the low key hit on like
on the
on the
one.
beat.
Oh.
Yeah, on the one. Yeah.
All right. Maybe we'll get that in there too. Let's try your first idea, and then we'll see about this. I'm thinking we can go
like almost not even on the beat, like almost just. Bum, bum, bum.
I see. Something in this vein?
Oh yeah, I mean that's essentially what I had in my brain. Now whether or not it goes with this, I don't really know, but I
kind of like it.
I kind of like it. Ooh, that one.
Wasn't recording.
That was
Megan always screams at me for that. Scream at me, I'm lying, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I know the feeling.
Let's give that a shot. So I need to be a little bit more conscious about what I'm trying to play. Trying to hit. And then retrospective recording, I know. But does that work on MIDI or is it just audio? Okay, this is tricky for me here. So we keep it real subtle like that. I think it might work. And then I have 4 notes in the first one, yeah.
So when you were, if you don't mind, go back to when you were going one note by one.
Yeah.
You were saying, this is the where I'm trying to follow.
So I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to hear more of that. It just like the actual. I'm not saying to get rid of the chords, but for some reason those single notes speak to me more,
right?
And I feel like are better suited for this.
So we have 2 options. We can leave the chords here and then layer on top a synth that's plucking just those single notes on top of the chords to accent them, or we can take octaves in the piano and play them like that.
I'm a weird sucker for octaves on the piano.
Me too.
I almost want to throw in some trills after or like a trill after the first 3 notes. So,
I see.
Something in there.
Still on the way down?
Yeah, I think.
Could also be like that. I can't play it very well.
I think those notes, if those are the ones that I did, I think that sounds a little too like heroic almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Am I putting it in the right spot though? Da do di da do.
Do it again. Yeah, about there. Yeah, this more active. Now the piano feels more like a hero.
Right.
in this.
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get rid of the chords for now, and we'll just find something that's similar here.
Ish. I mean, it's in the realm of what I want to hear.
All right, let's give it a shot. Too many B notes, but roughly that's a nice contour. Mm-hmm. So let's see what we can do here. How you like that?
So I almost on the back part of that, maybe on the last note, and now like I think I almost want to hear like a full chord on that last note, more on the high side.
With this is still the soprano tone though, or not? As in like the highest note? Oh, this is the wrong note.
Higher. I think like a higher octave.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to give it more of a brightness.
How about that?
I meant more. Sorry, not on that part, but like.
Okay. Which part?
This last note that you have there.
This one.
Let me hear this phrase again.
And you want to like anticipate the chord, perhaps. You know, end on this.
If we're gonna have this chord in there, and I want it like higher up on the piano.
Okay.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like higher keys. But if we're gonna do this, it almost has to be just off the beat and a weird. I don't think this would sound as good like on the beat.
Okay.
I don't know where I would put it, but I don't know where it is right now. Where it is right now, I think. Let me hear it one more time.
Yeah. How about like this? Ish?
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
I just wanted something there. Yep.
Hey, Obeen. It's time for some funky guitar. Oh, okay. Thomas says the halftime effect plugin would be cool. Oh, I don't know if I have that. Now here. Maybe it's here actually. Da-da-da-da. What do you hear for that last bit? I don't like this.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds out of place, though I do like the notes themselves in that space.
Yeah.
Let's hear it without it. I think leading up those last three notes, maybe the second note feels a little sloppy.
Yeah.
And I know it's intended to be that way because it's off the...
No, that's fine.
Oh, no, wait, you know what? I was thinking like beat-wise, it sounded a little too sloppy.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
it is. It's kind of like trying to do a triplet thing, right? It's
but now I kind of like it.
Okay. This could even be sloppy.
It might also just be the velocity.
Yeah.
It was the velocity.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
I almost...
Yep.
Ooh, do it again. but I don't want to put anything too close to the flam.
Right.
My favorite.
Yeah, it kind of pushes too much against it, hey?
It's
There's okay, maybe.
Yeah. I think it needs that last.
I think it does too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, let's get back to this.
I do like, David in chat said something about adding a chord on the last beat of the piano, and I kind of like that idea, and I was kind of thinking that too. I didn't want to get too busy with it, but
Where are you talking about, right here?
It. No, the last note that you just added.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if that's what they meant, but a very like quiet low chord.
Okay. About like, oh, we're playing an F right now. So we'll go like. Something like that?
Less sustained, I think.
Okay.
Just more like short stab.
Ba.
And it doesn't have to be loud. A little quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too quiet. It's pushing up against the next
Little kick there.
Hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad. I kind of like it in a way, you know, like jaboom.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I like it better. Let me hear it without the chord really quick, and then with the chord.
Sure.
Now it sounds empty. Now I want it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, what about octaves here? I'm just going to take the dirty man's approach. You know, the dirty man. The question is, do we go octave low or octave high? And we could try like this. And
I think probably this is the right direction.
okay.
Sounds good to me.
Kind of cool to let this be on its own.
I do like it a lot.
All right, so now I want some kind of textural whip, as I call it, that comes right before beat one again. So we have da da dun dun dum, and then it's going to whip into beat one. But we want to find something interesting, I think, not just like a, I don't know, reverse kick or something. Need Josh to sing some vocal harmonies with the piano. That would be great. If only. David says, I'd like that last chord to be like 2 octaves higher, but hey, this sounds good too. Okay. Reverse the toms. Oh, that's actually an interesting idea. Since the toms hit right there, we may as well give it a shot.
Ooh.
We could like distort them and see how that works. If we just do this and bounce this.
Well, now you say just kidding, but it's too late. We're already in it.
Yeah. I think this is possible. Reverse flam, yeah. And then pull this
Say
to
less.
like here, here. Even that is kind of working. I need to get this guy back. It's very subtle. We can make it louder though. Let's pull this back a little bit like this. Chop them there. Fade like this. And maybe pull this.
Ooh. pretty good.
Cool. All right, so now before I forget it, let's try just quickly, we still need to add more, but I want to just get an idea down, which sometimes happens here. I need to try putting a splash cymbal or a china or both on the next snare. So like right here. These are probably too beefy.
Yeah,
a little splash
aggressive
would be nice. So let's take this guy and say splash. Where are you? Oh my god, this sounds so loud. That's more like what I'm thinking. Like this, but remove a bunch of the lows. And then let's try. Where are you? Here? Nope. What is this? Just that little thing. Okay, back to the main loop now. Now what do we add? We have a bunch of options here. What's your sense? You want to hear it again?
Yeah. I almost hear some, and maybe this is too much synth, but
Never.
I feel like some offbeat, duh, duh, duh,
Like reggae style?
yeah, but with like a synth, like chords almost.
Yep. Okay. So let's grab, how about another serum? And let's see, find something that's like a little pluck. We'll take from this and let's say.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. This is kind of similar to those sounds we already have. Maybe we'll try to find. Low pass saw stab pluck. Yeah, that might be a way to go. Although this could potentially work if this was tighter. Let's see. Too bright.
Yeah, and I do like the idea of having like short, like stabby, like.
Let's try with something like this. Can't even hear what the pitches are.
Might be a little too close to the piano.
Yeah, it might be. Honestly, my sense is that this offbeat thing is going to be too busy.
Yeah, and I wasn't even thinking it like from the beginning, even like more of like closer to the end of the first part of our loop. Yeah, just something in that section. Right. But now I'm at the point where, and I'm at the same, it's so funny because I'm at the same exact point where I was with the bass. I was like, well, the bass is the star. Now where do we go? I mean, it's so full. Like, what could we possibly add? But then we add the piano, and I'm super happy with that. So
of course. Okay, so I've got an idea. We're going to try to do a pad, but we're going to just play a chord, bounce it to audio, chop it, and fade it. And it's going to come into bar 4. Right?
I like that.
There's a moment of space there that we could do. Even strings, like actual strings, could be cool there. And the fastest way to do that is not actually loading up a contact patch, but just grabbing an omnisphere patch and
And
Trying.
what's funny is somebody earlier said horns,
Oh yeah.
and I weirdly like instead of using synth for these short offbeat stabs, if they are going to be in there, I mean, like if there are some horns in there,
That's a good call.
some staccato.
Agreed. So we're just gonna, since these are not actually articulating and they're just gonna be faded, we're just listening for the sound of the held like this.
Horns.
And then we're gonna take the reverb off of this. What, do you have reverb baked in you or something? Doesn't matter. So at the end of this first section, so we're gonna move up on.
I can hear the strings already.
Yeah, yeah.
I can hear it.
Question is, what do we want the highest note to be? That's an important consideration. Maybe you can sing it for us. Let's listen and then think about what note you would want to hear. It's gonna go right into that.
It's right there. Okay, so wait.
No, sorry, that's wrong. I had it the wrong spot. Right there.
Okay. I think there.
Yeah, and we want to do maybe like in this range or more spread. Something like that.
That almost sounds a little too churchy, but I think I'd have to hear it like with the, the slide up.
Sure. Let's try this lower one first. I'm just gonna play it in. That's gonna sound pretty good, I think. If let's just get this out, make sure all these are the same velocity. Stretch.
Remind me how to do that.
Hold control. Yeah. Oh no, click, then control. So if they're all like wonky, you click, then push control, and they'll all go to the same. Likewise with endings, you grab control and they'll all become the same. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So
I think that's the one.
It's gonna work, yeah. So let's pull this in, bounce this. This is going to the correct place. And then we can just pretty much do this. And then we're gonna have to send this to our own reverb. Maybe, we'll see. We'll try it with it first. Going here with less, and this like this. Too quick. Maybe they should start from like here, I wonder. Yeah. And then they need to be like way wider and silkier and whatnot. We can do that. Let's take this guy.
Now, is the reverb, there's reverb on it, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Is that following after, or is it cutting off after the audio cuts
It's
out?
following. So
okay.
Do we want it to stop totally? We can try.
No, I don't know. It almost sounds like it cuts out like too much.
Oh, okay. That's what's happening right now. Let's see though. Let's make this wide first. Why are you not letting me touch? Here we go. And then let's EQ this.
It doesn't sound as bad. Yeah.
Can be quieter too.
Yeah. What's funny is because it cuts off so quickly. If you were to tell me that was just synth pad, I would believe you.
Yeah, right. If we
it
turn
almost doesn't even sound like strings.
Of course, exactly. And we can turn up the reverb more. Now it's a bit smoother. We can make it even smoother though. We could go like this.
That almost sounds better to me.
Yep, good with me.
Yeah.
Now here, we need to do the same thing, but a different voicing. So we had... No, we didn't. We had... And then here we'll do higher maybe, like... Maybe this one this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, take you...
I almost want... I want like a half step down and make it really weird, and I know that that's not going to sound good.
Hey,
but
I'm here for it. Let's try.
Just mess around with it a little bit and just
Okay.
make it sound almost eerie.
Okay. So what about something that's like...
A little too on the nose. I think just the... I think the rest... Maybe my thinking is incorrect here, but I feel like the rest of the chord can be fine. I just almost want one of the higher notes to be butting up against.
That's one note out of place.
That last one wasn't too bad. The one before that.
Before this.
Yeah. That might be a little too busy, huh?
Yeah. We'll have to try it in context. Could be. This might do the trick. We'll see. Let's put it like up here. It's of course heavy-handed right now, but
yeah.
Could also have been this. No.
Why don't we add the automation to it and then we can mess with it after?
We can't mess with it after though.
Oh, we can't.
Because it's in audio.
Oh, because we are doing it audio. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about like this with the minor third? I don't know many other options, honestly.
Yeah. No, I think the one that you had before, the normal one, let me hear this again.
Okay. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
It could be this. Or we could play the 5 chord of the chord we're going to, which is what? A minor. So we could play, well, yeah, we could play E dominant thing, like perhaps this. Too intense here, probably.
Yeah, too crazy.
Okay.
I think I just like, in hearing this, I just didn't want it to be too safe sounding.
Of course, yeah, I understand. Let's try this one for a second and then see what we think. So, how do we do this before? Like this, this, and then this is kind of there. The interesting thing is this chord rings over the next chord, of course, and they're quite different.
Yeah, the bass immediately fights with it.
Yeah. So now the bass actually in this moment is outlining a C major. I did that thing, C major over top of this chord. We could play a C major on top of this instead. Let's move this over here and just quickly try this. And then if this doesn't work, we'll just go with this one for sake of time. So let's do this as like that.
Ooh, that's getting more in the realm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, here, here, here. pretty cool.
I do like it.
Okay. Happy.
A little bit of danger sounding.
Indeed. This bass in this zone right here is sounding too busy to me right now, and that's where the happens, unfortunately, so we might need to do something about that. Right? It's like constantly moving in there. So...
Oh, but it's so pretty.
I know. So perhaps what we do for this time is we go... It could be that we just let go of this. That might be enough. Or we get rid of all this.
Sounds a little empty sometimes.
We could get rid of these.
Sounds better.
That's pretty good. Now, how do we find a way to get these guys involved? It's not so bad, but perhaps it can go somewhere else. Or we have a time when, like in the next section, the bass becomes the focus, and then we do allow it to do that, and otherwise not. Because you kind of want to listen to this, and right now you can't, right? The piano is taking the focus, so we should just leave it. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like the bass is about as busy as it can be.
Agreed. What is this? Oh, this is the... You could put a tape stop on bar 6 to blur the notes with the chord as well. You mean, ow. Ow. No, on bar 6 you said, oh, here. Perhaps. I don't mind it ringing out. What I want to hear at the moment is, personally, some kind of textural sample that is very, very subtly in the background pulsing, but not something that is like a melody, just some kind of like something. I don't know what it is yet. For instance, let's just look in here and see if we can find something of interest. Woodwinds, and I'm just gonna like take a random loop basically and chop it. So what key are we in? E. It doesn't really matter. Something like this. So for instance, let's take this. Now I might be just totally tripping on this right now, and this is not going to work, but it might. So this is... I
like the direction you're going in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. No, as is.
I almost thought I was going to go major there and it would have worked, but that's all right. So what I'm thinking is...
is sample chopping part of my workflow ever? No, it is not. I'm for some reason I've always been scared of it. I don't know why, but I watch Max do it all the time, and it makes it a bit more friendly.
So right about here, it gets on pitch, sort of. Let's put it maybe here. Chop this. You're all gone, and then maybe this. Now
the back end of it starts to get a little...
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of a note that is common to all the chords that we have, which is B. So we can pitch this down 5 semis. Ooh, yeah. Do. The flute is scaring you a little bit. Okay. So let's just see what we can do though. This may work if we have. I gotta think. Just like this, you know, but very, very subtle. Hey, Omari, welcome. So now we'll go like. And then this whole volume can be turned down. Now let's try just a few of these. And we're gonna make this like very subtle in a second, but I kind of want them to blend more, but we'll just try this first and see. And if we put it in the reverb as well, might even having its own reverb might be better, but we'll try this and we'll turn it down.
I like it.
Yeah. Now let's stop it to let our friend at the end here. So now. You know, something. So then this is going to be -1.
Are you going to want that note throughout the entire thing and not deviate?
That's my idea.
Okay.
But what's your idea?
Well, so what I'm hearing, my first thought, and I do like how it sounds just by itself, is, so if you play through it, I'll be able to tell you where. This sounds so Zelda to me.
That's a good thing. Oh, you want it with the whole groove?
Yeah. No, no.
No, no, no. Right on. Right there. Okay, so let's go. So I've already changed this guy, right? So this guy needs to go -2, and then these guys right on that beat. Hey, it's gonna go. This is all -2, like this, right?
Lower. So.
Oh.
Da 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 da. Wait, what is it? It's da 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 da.
Oh, I see. That's what you hear. How about that? So we'll go. Now, where does this chord start? It's right here. Right there. We wanted to start already, right?
Yeah, so like on
the beat.
Yeah.
So this is a -7. These guys are all going to be -7 as well.
Now I don't know if it sounds good with it.
Yeah.
Let me hear it in context.
Sure. Oh, wait. I changed too early.
Oh, that's why.
That's what it is. This is...
It's not me. It's Mac.
Always. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. That's cool. Here, second time around. This is what works there too. Now, why don't we get a little bit of side-to-side panning on this guy happening with an X trim. And we'll even go square wave panning. Let's, now, eighth notes. No. Why is that not working? Oh, because the whole thing takes an eighth. That's it.
Now I like how that sounds, but I almost want to try messing with, instead of going back up after da 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 da, going down to da 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 into the next phrase.
Where? At the end here?
No, so it's
here.
Da 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 da. Instead of going back up, is just going da 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 da.
Oh, I see. Good call. That's a good call. So all of these guys are going to be. Tom says, I hear a subtle shaker playing 16th notes doing the classic 4 groups of 3 and a group of 4. I mean,
the shaker would fit right in.
Yeah, agreed. So here we're going to go normally -7. This is -8 now. That's a note. Right. And like that?
Yeah, let me hear it, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it does clash with that scary chord of strings that we have there.
These could drop.
Yep, that was it.
Okay. And then here we're on in the A. We keep it low. Or go back up. Here's what we got right now for this part.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool
That
too.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yep. Cool. Shaker. I've got one that I've made somewhere. But let's see, maybe we can grab one just from here. I need to get like I need to get a plugin for doing good like shaker loops.
Beatbox shaker?
Beatbox shaker. I wonder. No, I can't do it very well. It's possible, eh? A bit anxiety inducing,
now
perhaps.
Now it's time to get scared. Yeah. Oh God. Leading up to with the strings. With that
right.
Scary note. Yeah, you just hear this gradually getting louder there. Oh man.
So, like this guy, done to like this, and then put you here. You're part of the drums. Oh, you're not time stretching. Now we can do Tom's idea. Checka, basically, and pull this essentially to here. Duplicate this, this, this. Now, are you sounding okay? Yeah. Pretty like minimal shaker, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Kind of adds to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Might be a little loud.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like it to be in both ears, so we could. So we could duplicate this and just try the old trick. And let's see what we get when we do that. Happy with it.
That'll do. That definitely adds to it. I really like that.
I get the sense that our little thingy here also needs to be made late a little bit. Like it's too right on the beat. So what I'm going to do is delay it by like, I don't know, 8 milliseconds or something and put it against the drums. Yeah. And let's get rid of any issues with this. Oh. OTT. Let's see what it does for us here. Too intense, but if we... So Tom says, I feel like it should stop on the 16th of beat 2, bar 4. I mean the fourth bar of the loop. Fourth bar of the loop, you mean here, should stop on the 16th of beat 2, bar 4. Oh no, I'm getting you wrong. Beat 2. Beat 2, the 16th. I don't know what that means. Here. Somewhere there would be good. I don't know exactly where you mean. Could go right up to here.
I like it there. Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts for now, Josh? Liking it? Anything you want to change?
I'm enjoying it very much so.
Wonderful. We're running out of time, so I'm going to put some master effects on here. I'm always a fan of getting this guy involved. This is a Saturn preset, if anyone has it. It's called Magic Mastering, and that's exactly what it is. It sounds just awesome. Let's get this a little bit squeezing. Cool to leave the bass in that second time. Seems like it's more appropriate there. Cool. Okay, well, it's pretty full as it is now. The only things I could think to do would be doubling of, for instance, the melody with some kind of interesting synth that could add a textural element. So the piano rings out, and then you start to hear like a little tingly thing that's behind the piano.
Yeah.
But we may not have time to get into that now.
Yeah, I can definitely hear some like shimmers, some sort of shimmer somewhere in there.
Agreed. No vox? No vocals today. Now this last time, instead of going doom, maybe we do a different fill. So it has like opposing. I know this is our star of the show, but we may...
It's okay. I appreciate you being cautious. I think a different sound, I agree. Okay. I give you permission, Matt.
I'm thinking if we push against the beat with some kind of odd division, like a triplet... Something to that effect, or even group of 5 we could try.
Do you have time for that?
I always got time for a drum fill.
I mean like physical space.
Oh, physical space? Oh, yeah, of course.
All right.
If we just go like this, these guys are not flamming anymore. They're, like a little bit pushing. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Nice okay.
And silly.
I'm thinking like no shakers on the first half. Shakers come in the second half, and as a short, tiny little intro, we could maybe do like.
I want to have I don't know why, but since you added the flute, I like it as like. Maybe even part of like the intro.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Okay, I thought you were about to delete it, and I was like, don't,
no,
don't delete it.
I'm thinking like, and maybe like a drum hit.
Yeah.
If this was a real song, it would make a much longer intro that is interesting and such. But now I'm thinking maybe just something quick. Could be the Tommies. They could come in there, show themselves right at the beginning. If we do this, is that where you go? That's where you go. And you stop. Something like that. We got to get the whip in. And probably it would be best for the first repetition that we wouldn't even have piano. All right, we're just hearing the thing. Where is my piano? It's way down here. Piano. And this, like for instance, let's just try, if we mute this.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I do like it.
You like that?
Yeah, I think I will say that the piano almost sounds like a little, hearing it without and then hearing it like come in the second part, it almost sounds like a little aggressive, and I don't know if this is like a velocity issue.
Probably is. Especially this guy. Maybe they can all come down. Let's see.
I do like that last part though. I don't think that's too much.
Yeah. Now we need to reverse the two bassline parts so that we get the cool one in the first half and the more open one in the second half. Right.
Hearing the flute by itself on that last part, I don't know if we have time. Like when it's just by itself without the piano, it almost sounds a little jarring when it goes back up to that da 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 da, because it's by itself.
This part, you mean? Right there?
That exact
part, yeah. Could be like that instead. So these could be, what are we now, -9 or something? Seems a bit smoother.
Sounds better, yeah.
And then our loop would be around this half instead of the first half so that, you know, it continues on or whatnot. But that's kind of it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I would honestly love to just go finish this. It's sounding really cool so far. In 2 hours too. It's kind of like doing a challenge. Yeah, it came together quickly. So let's take one final listen. We'll get 2 times around the last bit there, and then we'll sign off. Yeah, variation on the piano the second time would be better, but we'll leave it for now. And then that drops out. Josh's vocals come in. Charts get topped. Money rolls in. Everybody's happy. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. Those toms at the end seem janky. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. You know, every once in a while, if the way we've structured it now, I would actually wait longer to put those in, you know, because they should be just like the end of a whole piece. We get that says like stop, doom, doom, and then we get to start again, but you get the idea. Anyway, that was awesome. Thanks, Josh. I really enjoyed doing that.
I had a lot of fun.
Good. Do you have any final thoughts or anything you want to say to the people?
No, final thoughts are this was a lot of fun. I do feel like this was what I thought it was going to be, which is me saying whatever caveman thing comes out of my mouth and you translating that to you know, more technical you know, music abilities, and I think it came out pretty well. I'm happy with it.
Me too. It was great. I never done something quite like that before, other than with some students in the past sitting together at a computer, but not quite like this, and not with someone with your ability level and musical ear and all that. So I think that really played into it. You guys should check out Josh's music, by the way. He's got it on. I've got a link in the description for his Spotify links. And I don't know if do you have a SoundCloud or anything, or else we've got your other compositions and stuff that you've done?
You know what? I'm not sure. I think I'm on SoundCloud, but I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, you should find some way to post when you end up doing some more orchestral stuff, because you do some really great stuff beyond just, I love the pop stuff too, but the other stuff is just wonderful. So it would be great for people to be able to hear that somehow.
I will eventually have like, probably some sort of compilation of a lot of the songs that you've already heard in just like dropping an album on streaming.
Wonderful. Okay, good. All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I would love to do another one of these. I think it went over really well. So if you guys want to let me know what you thought about it, you can do that in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, please join. Just go to the description of this video and join at the link at the bottom there for Sonic Sorcery. That's where all this is kind of spawned from. And then we can do another one in the future, maybe with you or with somebody else, your friend, anybody. I'm down to do it. I thought it was a lot of fun and turned out really well. So if you guys enjoyed it as well, please let me know in the Discord. You can let me know in general or the suggestion box or whatever what you thought about it and what you think could be improved for a future version of this. And then we'll figure out a way to do it. So thank you so much, Josh, really for taking the time to do that. I appreciate you being here and being on camera and everything. I know not everybody's comfortable with that. So cool to, have your real name and your real face here. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Max.
Okay. So see you guys soon. See you in the Discord. Get those challenge entries in. We're going to be on for the challenge next Sunday. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.